Today we're going to be doing a class that explores our feelings and sensations, as well as how we can work with them. So to start out and settle into our space right now, please find yourself in a seated position that allows your spine to be upright while relaxed. You just begin to notice the breath here. Is it coming and going? Inhale and exhale. Good. And then on your next inhale, please bring your hands up overhead together. And then on your exhale, we're going to bring the hands down. Beautiful. Find a flow with it. Inhale, hands up overhead. Exhale, take them down in front of you. Inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, bring them down in front of you. And stay with that. This time, though, we're going to add in an audible sigh on the exhale. It's called ocean breath. So, giving a voice to letting go. Representing the waves that our emotions, sensations are, releasing tension. Good. And please stay with this for the next minute. Beautiful. 3 more breaths like this. Settling with your palms facing up afterwards, so I know that everybody is ready and hopefully more settled in. So today we're going to be talking about emotions and sensations. So first off, what are emotions? Yeah, they're feelings. Feelings that happen. The working definition that we could use for today would be the emotions are nervous system reactions to our interpretation of events. Now, what are sensations? Not examples of sensations, but just what do you think that they are? Yes, precisely, things that happen in our body. And some examples of sensations, hot, cold, tingly, yeah, tight. And then of course, what are some examples of emotions? Happy, scared, excited, tons of emotions and different sensations. So why do you think it's important to notice our sensations and emotions? Yeah, we all have them. We all have them, and they're always happening. And when we notice the sensations and emotions that are happening, we're better able to respond to them rather than automatically react. Noticing kind of gives us a chance to see where we are and then choose where we want to go from there. When we practice yoga, that strengthens our self-awareness and gives us a space to practice noticing and observing what's going on through the poses. And it also helps us remember how sensations and feelings are always coming and going, which can be really helpful, especially through difficult emotional periods. So we're going to start out with a yoga pose pattern warm-up. If you could please find your way onto all fours. Take a moment here to find your alignment. Wrists under the shoulders, knees under the hips. And we're actually going to begin in rock pose. So press your hips back towards the feet, arms out in front of you. For 3 deep breaths and moving our way into table. And inhale. From here, we're going to go into Cow pose, so drop the belly, chest curls up, tailbone curls up, and then we're gonna move into cat on an exhale. So the tailbone curls in, back arches, good. And then here we're going to return back to table pose and finish with rock. So the pattern starts in rock, goes into table, cow, cat, table, rock. Beautiful. If y'all could please do that one more time on your own, settling in rock once you're done. Nice. Remembering to keep the wrists under the shoulders. Okay, and we're going to stick with that pattern, except this time after cat, we're going to push our way into downward facing dog, then go into table, then return to rock. So it becomes rock, table, cow, cat, arch that spine, downward facing dog, push the hips up and back, shoulders draw down the spine, table, and exhale to rock. If you could please repeat that pattern twice on your own. Staying in downward facing dog this time before you go into table. That way I'll know that y'all are ready to move into the standing portion here. But I would like us to take a moment in downward dog to really just feel what's going on here. Practice noticing our sensations, the coming and going of them. Really feel your hands rooted into the mat. Are they hot right now? Are they cold? What do your legs feel like? Would it feel good to pedal them? Just check in with yourself here. 3 full body breaths. See if you can feel yourself breathing all the way into your toes. Good. And on your next breath, please gently walk your way towards the front of the mat. Bring yourself slowly to a mountain pose. So here we are in mountain, our stable foundation. Our hips are over our ankles. We're standing hip width distance apart. And then this is our pelvis right here. Our pelvis is going to be parallel to the floor. Chest is in line with the pelvis and shoulders are in line with the hips. So we want to find a nice strong reservoir of energy moving through our spine here. Palms are open towards the front of the room. And just breathing here. Noticing what's coming and going in your body and your emotional states. And then tune back into where you are in the pose. Beautiful. From here, we're going to step our way back into triangle. So the left foot is going to come towards the back of the mat, about 1 leg's width distance apart, and our toes are going to be turned towards the left wall. So I'm going to shift towards this direction so y'all can see my instruction. On an inhale, we're going to take the arms out to a T, taking a moment here to make sure that our hips are open and in line with our shoulders. Exhale, please bring the right hand down to either the thigh or the shin. And then on an inhale, like you're sweeping a paintbrush up towards the ceiling, please bring the left hand towards the ceiling. And your gaze is welcome to come at your thumb or at the ground. Just make sure that you check in honestly and see what feels best for you. Take this information, honor it, breathe into it. Good, shoulders in line with one another. And on an inhale, please allow that left arm to pull you up, center. Bring your arms back down to your side. And then from here, we're gonna make our way back to the front of the mat in Warrior One, but to do so, please scoot your right foot over a couple of inches and heel toe your left foot into a 45-degree angle. So here we are facing the front of our mat. Shoulders are over the hips, we're strong in our legs. And inhale, bending the right knee just to the point of the ankle so that it's tracking the second and third toe. And then here we have the option, there are always options of how to handle situations of taking our hands to the hips, bringing the hands overhead, or clasping the hands behind us. And just play around, see what is calling to you in this moment, what feels best, and make sure you can breathe there. Good. Really settle in for one more deep breath. And then on your next inhale, please bring the hands towards the front of the room like you're reaching for something. Step your way back into mountain. We're going to take 3 deep breaths here before shifting to the other side. See if you feel any different than the first mountain you took today. Things are always changing. Beautiful. And on your next in-breath, please prepare to step back into triangle. So the right leg is going to come towards the back of the mat. Toes are facing the right wall as the left toes stay towards the front of the mat. We want to have our heel and the arch of our foot in line with one another. Inhale the arms out to a T shape. Exhale, allow that hand to drop skillfully, mindfully to the top of the thigh or the shin. And then inhale, reach those fingertips up toward the ceiling. Noticing, being aware of where you are, what's going on in your body, and how you can best work with it. Breathing, remembering our alignment, shoulders over one another, space between the shoulders and the ears. Good. Then on the next inhale, please allow that right arm to draw you back up so that the crown of the head's facing the ceiling. We're going to do the same thing we just did on the left side. Please scooch the foot over slightly so that the right toes come to a 45-degree angle. Left toes are going to come over about an inch as we turn towards the front of our mat. Inhaling, bending that knee so that it's tracking the second and third toe, but being conscious to keep the knee right in line with the ankle. Good. And then here, trying out the options of where we can put our arms. You know, different sides are going to feel different for you, just like different days and even different events bring up various emotional states and sensations. So find what's best in this present, this gift of experience, and settle there for 3 deep breaths. Gracefully, mindfully, stepping your way back to mountain. And settling here as we get ready to move into a balance pose, tree pose. So consciously shift your weight onto the right leg as you come onto the left toes. Remembering that alignment we had in mountain, that, like our breath, in a tough situation, it's going to help keep us stable through these shifts that happen in balance poses. We're going to find something still also to focus on as we turn the left toes so the heel's facing the ankle. Good. And please bring your hands to heart center. And there are options here as well. We can keep the foot where it is. We can bring it to the shin or to the thigh. But wherever you go, make sure that you can breathe. And remember where you are in this pose. One more breath. Beautiful. Then exhale, please bring the foot down. We're going to switch sides, so focus on allowing the left leg to support you as we come onto the right toes. Turn them towards the wall and then bring that foot where it feels best in terms of the tree alignment. Remembering your point of stillness to focus on. Beautiful. And please bring the foot back down to meet the left foot. Here we're going to inhale, reach tall, arms come overhead. Exhale, hinge at the hips. So we want to have a straight spine for a forward fold, and just let yourself hang here for a moment. Your hands are welcome to just dangle. You can clasp the elbows, or you can bring the hands behind you. Just honor what's coming up for you and work with it. You come into this forward fold, a great pose category for releasing anxiety. So if you're feeling nervous, maybe try some forward folds. And certain sensations can trigger certain emotional states, just like certain emotions can bring about certain sensations. Beautiful. And then from here, we're going to step our way back into downward facing dog. So hands come to the mat. Push those hips up and back. I want you to take a big deep breath in and let it out with an audible sigh, releasing anything your body's holding on to. Good. And then move your way into rock pose, please. And 2 deep breaths here. And then walking the hands up towards the knees as we're actually going to come onto our knees. Moving into camel or back bend. So here I like to have my toes tucked for extra stability. What we really want to focus on in this pose is keeping the hips over the knees and keeping our shoulders drawn down the back, because the bend is actually happening up here. So inhale, please take your right arm up towards the ceiling, and we're going to take the hand, fingers facing down towards the small of the back. Elbows are facing the back of the room. Repeat that with the left arm. So inhale up overhead, exhale, fingers face down, hand to lower back, elbow towards the back of the room. Breathing into that opening of the chest. Which you also have options with here. If your hand is wanting to come down to the heel, you're welcome to do that. If you'd like to gaze up towards the ceiling, you're welcome to do that as well. Just please be mindful of keeping the hips over the knees so that we can protect our spine. And make sure you can breathe wherever you are. Beautiful. On your next breath, please bring in the hands to the back if they're not already there. We're going to come up overhead and make our way into a seated position. A little bit of hip opening action. This is butterfly pose. The soles of the feet are going to come together out in front of us. And to the best of our ability, we're going to reach towards the soles of our feet. Keeping a straight spine, like there's a thread pulling the crown of our head. The idea here is to keep that alignment and really feel a nice pull rather than a crank. Sometimes we think we should feel certain ways or be certain places, but if you're having to arch your spine to get down, please come to wherever your torso can remain straight so that you can fully experience the pose here and not the idea of what our minds think the pose should be. Take 3 deep breaths here. Beautiful. After 3rd breath, please bring the soles of the feet to the ground. And we're actually going to work our way onto our backs for a quick twist. So take the arms into the shape of a T, and please allow your knees to fall over towards the left. Bringing out our body like a sponge. The twist can be great for. Good. And then knees come back up to center. Show some love to the left side of your body. So you let it out. On your next inhale, please take your knees back up to center, and we're going to work our way into an inversion called candle pose. So please lift the soles of your feet up towards the ceiling, arms are at your side, and hang out here. This is a great pose to do for stress relief because it places the heart above the head. And inversions kind of give us a chance to take a different perspective on things. Literally flipping our view around. So let yourself mount into the floor for 5 deep breaths here. Awesome. And then please work your way up to standing. When you're done, we're going to do a quick game to move anything that we're holding on to out, make space for this current present with washing away. You're welcome to have your eyes closed here. If you feel more comfortable, please begin swinging your arms back and forth, being respectful of the space between you and your neighbor. And then start to shake as you swing. Tune in with your body. See what parts really need movement. Let them speak. Hear it. Let it go. For 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. And please find your way now gracefully to your back. For final relaxation. So take any final movements that your body is asking for. Maybe wiggle the fingers, toes, let out a deep sigh. And when you're still, I'll know that we're ready to begin. Please feel your body breathing. Curious and notice what's happening inside of you. As you allow your torso to lengthen, let the breath become strong and full. Watch it and feel it and empty it. Don't control it, simply observe. Breathe in, receive, and take in life. Breathe out, let go, and give back to life. Your breath is ever present and moving like waves on the ocean shore, rolling in and rolling out. And this is a poem called The Guest House by Rumi that speaks to our theme of impermanent emotions and sensations. This being human is a guest house, every morning a new arrival, a joy, a depression, a meanness. Some momentary awareness comes as an unexpected visitor. Welcome and entertain them all. Even if they are a crowd of sorrows who violently sweep your house empty of its furniture, still treat each guest honorably. He may be clearing you out for some new delight. The dark thought, the shame, the malice, meet them all at the door laughing and invite them in. Be grateful for whatever comes, because each has been sent to you as a guide from beyond. And please begin bringing some gentle movements to your fingers and your toes. Roll on to your side as you press your way back up into a seat. For homework this week, I would like you to, of course, practice noticing and observing your emotions and sensations, specifically documenting 3 emotional experiences. Just write down what emotion you're having, write down where you felt it in your body, and also write down what you did with it. If you saw a difference between noticing the emotion and how that allowed you to handle it, would love for you to maybe write 1 or 2 sentences about that as well. So just 3 instances, and please have a wonderful week. May you have the courage to take life in and the trust to let it go as it comes. The light in me honors and recognizes the light within you. Namaste.